and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, it's a motherfucking war zone. Feel the impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked, you're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back, your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing, know that we on. Hey bitch, you been whacked, I kill them all, feel the motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I'll be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone. Feel the impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked, you're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back, your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing, know that we on. Hey bitch, you been whacked, I kill them all, feel the motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I'll be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. lot of you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight. Unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loot. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, it's a motherfucking war zone. The impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing f***ing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked, you're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back, your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing on the beyond. Hey bitch, you been whacked, I kill them all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I'll be sneaking in the back, but it's worth the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud with a vision, saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop.
Hello guys, welcome to stream 2.0. Bear and myself tried to do this last week Wednesday, and oh my word, there was nonsense. For those of you who want to skip all the nonsense, there is something very specific that I made a mistake with. I selected my server as North America instead of EU, and flip, it is a pain in the backside because you do not find the people on the two different servers if you're looking. So let's try this again. We're at the select a ship screen. I'm going to go over to Bear. We have got the German cruiser, US cruiser, Japanese cruiser. Hermelin?
The Hermelin, the Erie, and the what is the other one?
Hashidate.
The Hashidate, yes. I think let's go back to where we started off on the NA server. Let's just go to the Erie, and then we can start from there.
Okay, so for those of you who actually were on last week, flipping fantastic. For those of you who didn't see it before, I made it a private video. Bear is a war nut, so when it comes to ships, comes to anything war related, not just South African wars, anything from world wars straight through to modern wars, he is a nut when it comes to vehicles, ships, guns. He loves them all. So if you ever have a question, you are more than happy post something in the stream. We'll ask the questions and we'll take it from there. So let's do the Erie. So on your first thing, you're going to be able to select your ships. Erie's just basic. All three of the ships are identical basically. We just select the Erie because it's one of our more favorite classes to select. So when you're done and you've selected your ship, you're going to be put into battles. I think you need to do 6 battles to join friends. 2 of those battles are against AI.
This is going to end very badly. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, I'm busy playing in the background as well. I started a grind on a new ship line, and the matchmaking has been horrible.
Okay, so
anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, if you take a look at the ship, you'll actually see the graphics of this game is fantastic. You can actually take a look, you can see your cannons, you can see the detail of the flags, you can even see the detail of the floorboards they put in. They did very close accuracy on most of the historical ships. I personally like the rust on my ship, it looks legit. But you'll see I'll be using HE rounds, so for the new guys who are starting, HE rounds, you don't try and penetrate the base of the ship. Your best bet is to set them on fire by shooting the top of the ship.
Okay, so the essential basic differences between AP and HE in this game, like System said, HE does minimal amounts of damage or light amounts of or does damage, but mostly against light targets like your destroyers, and then against the superstructure of bigger ships like your cruisers, your battleships, and your aircraft carriers. So, and also obviously now it'll also help a lot if you're shooting at an angled target. Shooting AP will obviously then shells will bounce or ricochet, and you won't do anywhere near as much damage. Like Jared also said, the HE shells do have a fire chance, a certain percentage, depending on the nationality that you play. So to give an example, German HE is nowhere near as good as what Japanese HE would be, and it's just out of curiosity, that's the line I'm busy grinding at the moment, is the Japanese heavy cruiser line. So depending on the type of ship that you're in, the type of ship that you're fighting against, you'll swap out your ammunition types accordingly. But George Jared is absolutely correct. If you're shooting your HE at the flat broadside of the ship, so like against right up against the upper belt armor, you'll get shatters, and you'll either get shatters, or torpedo penetration protection hits. If I remember that specific term correctly, and you won't get any damage. However, shooting at the flat broadside of the ship with AP, on the other hand, you will do full penetration damage, and depending on where you hit the ship itself, you'll hit what is known as the Citadel. Now, if Jared's going to show you in the stream,
when we get to that point,
when we get to that point, we'll show you. When you get to that point, we'll show you exactly what the Citadel is. It's basically it's the part of the ship that sits underneath the waterline. And in the game, in World of Warships, it represents stuff like your
enemy cruiser sunk,
your engine, your steering gears, your propulsion, your magazine batteries, and stuff like that. So if you get a shell in the Citadel, it will cause immense amounts of damage.
Okay, what you will see on that note, you will have seen I shot when a ship shows you its direct side. We call that broadside. It is put your ship at a massive disadvantage just because you've got one hell of a target to hit, but if played properly it can be used to your advantage, because on most ships you will have the chance then of shooting all four of your you'll have the chance of using all four of your cannons, which will then obviously, if you hit all four, do more damage. You will have seen I'm playing like my backside tonight, because I almost lost my ship there. But it is virtually very hard to lose against the AI, because after a certain point they stop targeting you so that you don't get discouraged. Okay, first one done.
Access level 2 unlocked. Now you can research, enhance, and purchase new ships.
Come join the Discord, come watch me stream.
Level, play 2 battles.
Okay. While Jared's busy streaming on the tube of views, I am streaming on Discord and just getting my eye in and getting myself warmed up. Because once he's actually gotten to a point where him and I can start playing together, and if I'm actually not being a potato, I can show you guys higher tier ships, such as what I'm sailing in now, which is the tier 6 Japanese heavy cruiser, the Aoba, and I can show you stuff like the Thunderer. The differences between what are called paper ships and real ships. But we'll get to all of that eventually.
Yeah.
What are you doing now, Jared? Where are you currently?
I'm currently trying to find you in my contacts, but obviously because I'm not high enough level, it's not going to show everyone yet.
I literally invited you.
I have no invite.
This is concerning, and we must change this.
Okay, let me just double check. Yes, I am on. If you actually go to your menu here on the top left, you can see you on what version and which server. So I am on the EU. There's 24,000 people. I'm going to quickly share my stream. Bear, are you in around?
I am currently in a round, and I'm about to. Okay, let me just do this here quickly.
Okay.
Share your screen. Share your screen quickly.
Okay.
Quickly.
Finish your round. Bear will do the walkthrough with how the user interface works. I'm just going to do the quick battles so that while he's busy, I can get up to my random battles, and then from my random battles to the co-op battles. But we'll do the full walkthrough of what everything unlocks and how everything works as soon as I'm done with this round.
This is not going to end very well for me. This is going to be a very, very quick round for me.
Okay, you'll see, because I've done the AI battle, I'm going into a random battle now. It is searching for some players. We should get in hopefully very soon. You will see here, it will tell you exactly what your icons mean. You can also double check what your team members are using. So as you can see, most people are using the Eerie. Then we have got 2 on the Hermelin, 2 Black Swans, and then 1 Hadashi. All of these are tier 1 ships. Don't necessarily focus too much of your money trying to buy tier 1 ships, because you basically want to get from your tier 1 to a minimum of tier 3 very quickly, which sounds like a lot of work, but it actually isn't as much work as you thought. If you press shift while I'm busy waiting, you can actually zoom in and see quite a distance. Here on the map, you'll see there is 2 circles that we can capture each other's flags. The middle area is basically a no-go zone. People will try their best to torpedo you there, so try and go off on your left or your right. That way you can try and circle around. Because so many people go through the middle, it's usually an easy kill zone if you have torpedoes. But you can also get friendly fire. If you take a look, these 2 ships are pink. In the previous 3 rounds, they have fired on friendly ships and destroyed them. So they have been labeled as team killers, and their icon will be pink. So you know who to avoid, because they're likely going to do the same to you. Be careful where you steer your ship, because you can steer into a ship and sink your ship, or sink your friend's ship. So you would basically want to use that on a worst case scenario if you know you're about to die, to try and do damage to a ship in the process. Poor guys. So on the tier 1 has about a 9 kilometer hit range. And if you time it right, you can actually arc it over islands, but Bear's better at that than I am.
Yeah, it depends on lots of things. There's actually so many variables. Shoot that cruiser that's giving you broadside. There you go. So there are lots of variables with regards to this game. Amongst lots of other things are shell caliber, gun caliber, shell type.
Okay, just to say, you'll see I've got a ribbon now set on fire, which means I've actually, the ship I was shooting at, I had set on fire with the HE round.
Now, if Jared had AP rounds, and if he was aiming at the waterline,
which would be here.
Yeah, which would be there. You would see if he gets full penetrations with the AP rounds, he'll get like a little black ribbon where it says hit a citadel. That's the idea. That's the ideal thing you actually want to be seeing when you're playing against cruisers and battleships. Not so much destroyers, because destroyers don't have a citadel, because they're that lightly armored and they're that small. If you want to be slightly technical about it. Now, something you also need to explain. The 3 ships that Jared had at the beginning, the choice that he got at the beginning of the game. He could either choose, I said, between the Hamelin, which is what he's shooting at right now, is the German Tier 1 cruiser, the Erie, which is what he has over here now, and then the Hashidate. Now there are lots of other. Sorry, there are lots of other people. There are lots of other countries where you can actually get different. Where they actually have lots of other different types of Tier 1s. So your other countries apart from your Japan, USA, and Germany, you have the USSR, you have the UK, France, Pan Asia, which is a collection of Asian countries that had ships similar to what you'll find in normal countries, tech trees, the Italians, European ships, or just European cruisers for not cruise destroyers for now, and then Commonwealth being New Zealand or Anzac if you wanna use the correct term.
Pretty much anyone that was part of the back in the days the UK, all their small islands were classified as the Commonwealth for those who like their history on things like that. You can see I can now research the Chester, which is the Tier 2 US ship. So depending on which country you're playing with and which ships you're playing with would depend a lot on which ships you're going to unlock. They do have a daily login system that does give you rewards, like you'll see now. Because I've been on for the first day of 7, I get myself 100,000 credits. If I do 7 days, they give me 24 hours premium. Now this is not 24 hours in-game, this is 24 hours real life. So if you get to that point and you accept that reward, prepare yourself to put in a couple of hours to boost that premium, because the amount of things you get out of that premium is worth it if you're going to get it for free. Or am I incorrect, Bear?
Sorry, I just missed that. Just say that again. I was very stupid.
Okay, basically on your premiums, if you unlock a free premium, you grind it as long as possible. It is 24 hours real life, and it's worth grinding the premiums because you get a lot of the premium rewards out of it.
So essentially what premium time gives you is that it gives you a boost to the amount of use your words, Daniel. It gives you a boost to the amount of XP, free XP, and credits that you earn at the end of a battle. I'll show you what I mean about. I'll show you guys what I mean about that once Jared has had a couple games, and once you swap over to my stream, then I'll show you exactly what the differences will be in a post battle game, in a post battle
scenario
screen, or in a post battle screen, where the difference is what you would get with premium and then non-premium. It seems complicated, but it actually really isn't.
Okay. If Bear, you should see I'm sharing the stream now to you, so we can just quickly do a quick user interface walkthrough. It seems like a lot, but it is not as difficult as you would have thought. Okay, Bear, do you see the stream?
Just give me a second.
Okay, well, while he's busy, you'll see on the top, let's start on the top left, you've got your settings, your user profile.
There you go. Okay, I got you now.
You can select your port. So if you like me and you like looking at your ships, so you'll use your naval base. There is also a spaceport, then you can look underneath the ships. I like my dry docks, so I tend to pick a naval base port because I like being able to see how the ship would have looked out of water, because you're going to see a lot in the water, very little out of the water. So I abuse the fact that I get to look at it as much as I can while loading a game. On the note of the graphics, this is what we were talking about when we said the amount of detail they've put in is ridiculously well done. You can even see as far as the rivets, the fire hydrants, everything that you could think of them putting in, they actually probably put it in somewhere. Okay, Bear. Here we've got our port under equipment. This is your research, if I remember right.
So, just remember your stream is on. I need to watch. Okay, so let me just open this up here quickly now.
I did share it on Discord.
Yeah, I know you did. My PC is just being dumb. There you go. Okay. So over there you have your equipment. So if you have, so on your equipment over here, you'll have your those little icons that you see over there that you're seeing over there. That shows you what type of gun that you have on the ship, what type of hull, your torpedoes if you have any. In this case, he doesn't. Your gunfire control system, which shows you your main battery firing range, and then your engine gives you a breakdown of brake horsepower, maximum speed. And then your guns will show you what type of guns you have, the caliber, the reload speed, the 180-degree turn time in the turrets with the turrets, then your maximum HE shell damage or alpha damage, and your maximum AP shell damage or alpha damage. Now on the right, you got over there where it shows over there upgrades. There's your armament, so your shell type. There, Jared only has high explosive with the yellow, and it looks like little flangs on the side of it. If he had armor-piercing shells, they would come out as red, they're painted with red. The tracers in game are actually different as well. Like you guys saw, HE will fire HE rounds will have like a yellow tracer, AP rounds will have a white tracer, and then you'll have torpedoes on your right. Now he won't have consumables now, but when he eventually will have consumables, you'll have stuff like your damage control parties, your hydroacoustic search, your radar, your defensive fire AA, spotter planes, fighter planes, all the rest of it.
Okay, we were talking about all the ships. So basically, for now, I'm on the USA. But here on your left-hand side, if you go to your tech tree, you can do your research based on which country you'd prefer to do. So you can see your Japan, USA, USSR, Germany, UK, France, Pan Asia, Italy, Europe, and Commonwealth. I've unlocked the Chester, so I'm actually going to research it now, because I want to get just off the tier 1, and then from there I'm going to push to see if I can go directly to a tier 4. You don't have to research in stages, but
you do
have to. Did they change that?
It's always been like that. You can skip tiers if you have enough free XP, but you have no free XP, so you have to go through the process of going from ship to ship to ship to ship.
Okay. Well,
until
the shortcut.
Until you've actually unlocked free XP.
Okay. As you can see here, I can research upgrades on my hull, upgrades on my gunfire control systems, upgrades on my cannons. But because I'm going from here to tier 3, I'm not really spending too much on the upgrades for now, because I want to take from this ship to a tier 3 as fast as possible. So I'm going to take a skip on it now. I see I can already upgrade to tier 3.
Well, purchase it then.
Well, if I have to... Wait. No, I am short. Just short.
Well, then you're gonna have to play a couple games with your Chester then, old boy.
Okay, so on your profile screen you'll see there, for every match or round and battle you do, it gives you certain things. So for now I have unlocked ship research. If I do one more battle, I will get random battles, and then if I do 3 more battles, exterior. Wow, this seems a lot longer. Container access. Yes, the random battles is the one where I can have my co-ops.
No, the random battles is when I can invite you to a division and we can play together.
Perfect. And
that's
so
what random battles.
The first batch you'll see increases by 2. As it goes on, it increases a bit more. For your later tiers, you get 19. Then from level 12 to level 13 is a massive jump, because you're going from 19 battles to 63, and then 128, and then I think the last one's 200 battles, and then you are done with your tier system basically. For now.
Oh, I don't think it's 200 battles.
It's 200. I'm looking at it now. I've got 198 battles remaining before I complete level 15.
That is painful. I can't remember it being anywhere near that.
Okay. On the screen, you'll
Oh
see
my
once
God,
you
okay.
go on tier 2, you can buy destroyers. From tier 3, you can go for your battleships, and then from tier 4, you can start buying your aircraft carriers. And then on the total right hand side, you have got some premium ships. Now, this requires premium gold. So what you then do is, if you happen to get the the premium 24 hours, you try and get as much gold as possible to get a decent premium ship. Now there is certain event ships.
Sorry, Jared. I'm gonna have to stop you there. You're living in a bit of la la land at the moment. Doubloons you can only earn through containers.
Is it only through containers? Okay.
It's right. No. Listen. Before you go on your tangent,
In my defense, this is a while ago that I last played this game.
So you can purchase doubloons. You can earn them through containers, or you can earn them through events. You aren't able to grind them.
Aren't you able to grind them anymore?
You aren't able to grind them. So and the specific ship that Jared had over there, that Alaska, that is a free XP. That's a free XP ship. So if you've got that amount of free XP, you can research it. You can research it and only have to pay one single credit. I'll show you. I think it's like 1 million free XP.
Yes, and it is so sad. Okay.
But it is a beautiful ship. But if you do get super containers, you actually have a small chance of getting premium ships.
Okay,
from
I'm
the super.
Just going to show you guys how it looks. This is definitely one of the nicer ships to be able to look at.
So that is what you're looking at there is the USS Alaska. It was considered to be a super heavy cruiser. They basically wanted a ship that was as fast as a cruiser, but it had the broadside capability of a battleship. The guns on that monstrosity, if I remember correctly, let me just go and check quickly. The guns on that ship you would normally find on battleships. I think they are more than 300mm in caliber, if I remember.
Yeah, they've got AA defense. Artillery is 305mm. A secondary of 127mm. And then on your AA defense is 20mm, 40mm, and 127mm.
So we are jumping a little bit ahead over here, but if Jared had to, if he takes away the armor layout, and if he zooms into the ship completely, and I can actually have a look, and I can actually show you guys the amount of detail they actually have brought into this game. So if Jared goes all the way to the stern of the ship, so go all the way to the back, those two cupolas at the back there, those have got twin 40mm Bofors AA guns. And then if you have to go further up, you'll see like another separate little cupola over there. Those above, if you have to go further on, just below the rear battery gun, there are two 20mm guns. And then you have the main 305mm in the X turret. If I remember correctly, that's the arrangement. On top of that, or just behind that, or above that, is the 127mm gun, or sorry, twin 127mm guns. They are dual purpose, so they are used for AA defense as well as secondary defense. And then as you go further down, you can see stuff like, even though it doesn't really make a difference in the game, but the gunfire control for the secondaries and the AA guns. The cranes for launching spotter aircraft or fighter aircraft, depending on the consumable. More single 20mm guns hiding all over the place. If you zoom out a little bit, you can see the radar array spinning at the top, all the way at the top of the mast. If anything, the one huge redeeming quality of this game is its detailing. It is a gorgeously detailed game. They actually Wargaming pride themselves on trying to put as much detail from real life or from blueprints onto the ship itself, and they really actually outdo themselves more often than not, as you guys can see over there.
And now I've gone back to the Chester, and it is sad. It is really sad. This is a small ship, but it does have the AP rounds, so we'll give you a quick go ahead on how the AP rounds work. And then I will see to get that last battle done, to get my random battles sorted.
Alright, then yeah, then you and I can actually play a couple rounds together. Go boy.
Okay.
Let me just get this stuff sorted out over here.
Now, they do pride themselves as well to have quite a few people online. You can see they actually have their maximum waiting time is 30 seconds. I have got tier 2 and tier 3 ships I'll be playing again.
It's about right.
What happens is, depending on the tier you pick, you can go up to one tier below you, and on some of the ships, if I remember right, it's up to 2 tiers up.
That is correct. So if you are in a tier 3 ship, you could potentially go up to tier 5 if there are no other ships in your tier or closer to your tier to play against. Though I have seen even in tier 10 games where people in tier 6 ships division up with tier 8 ships and they get dragged into tier 10 games. It's actually quite funny.
Now, that sounds horrible, and you sound like you're going to see your arse, which you probably are. But you do have this benefit. When the guys get it, you do get a little bit more XP.
Yeah, so the way XP works in the game, obviously depends on the amount of damage you deal, what you actually do in the game, whether if you win caps or contest caps, defend caps, sink ships, or just the way you play in general. And then also obviously killing ships gives you more XP as well. So if, for example, now if you're in a tier 5, let's say, and if you only kill them, and the majority of the ships you kill like tier 4s, you'll get XP, but you won't get anywhere near as much XP as if you're killing tier 7s or tier 6s.
Now, if I happen
in your tier 5,
now I'm playing on a tier 2 and I happen to get that final blow on a tier 3 ship, it's going to work in my favor. So it does scare people away, but it does work in your favor if you play it as a sneaky sniping killer. Though I don't think you're going to make many friends doing that.
And that's you say that, but that's actually the meta at the moment. So,
Okay.
just as a general rule of thumb, cruisers are generally HE spammers. They'll sit on the back line like your J line or your A line, depending on where you spawn on the map, and then they just absolutely hurl HE at you, and they just burn you down. Battleships now with the Commander rework, which was in my opinion a bit of an unmitigated disaster. Some of the new skills they've put on, it makes us turn battleships that were never long-range snipers into long-range snipers, and you sitting at like 20 kilometers away and you get chunked for 30, 40, even 50,000 health quick. Okay, Jared, remember what I spoke to you about last time. You need to properly lead your targets, eh? There you go. Just like that. Just like that. Now the ship is broadside. Now Jared should actually be shooting AP at this guy, and then trying to shoot at the waterline. Even though you probably won't get citadels, he will get full AP damage.
Oh, and there is our glorious torpedoes we were talking about.
Yeah.
You want to avoid those.
Torpedoes are your they are your skill. They are your in effect wall of skill, where you'll have some ships, some destroyers like your Shimakaze, which is a Japanese tier 10. It can launch 15 of those sneaky little blighters at very, very long range, and they do stupid amounts of damage. As you see now, Jared's now shooting at the waterline of the boat, and you'll see the
I'm
little
getting ricochets.
See now ricochets will come across when the ship is too well angled for the AP shot that you're actually shooting them with. So if you're shooting flat broadside, just like this this same Yuri is sitting at flat broadside, he'll be doing, if he's depending on where he aims, if he aims properly, doesn't aim like a scrub, he will be doing full AP penetrations. but he's
Yeah.
not doing so right now. So he's only getting overpens or over penetrations. It's like your ribbons, like the one ribbon on sitting on the far right, on the far left. That's your overpen. So it'll go. It penetrates penetrates armor, goes to the other side without detonating, causing any major damage. The second one is a full penetration, so it penetrates armor and does full damage. That does do damage. The one next to that is just exactly what happened there, or shatters. So the round shatters without shatters. It doesn't do any damage, but it can cause fires. The one next to that, this means the shell has hit the torpedo protection bulge of the ship, and again will do no damage. And then the one where on the far right, where it looks like there's a shell bouncing off armor, is literally what it means. Is that the shell is ricocheted and does absolutely no damage. Torpedoes front. Okay, never mind. So what Jared's doing now, like I said, Jared is using HE because the target is now the target's angled against him, so AP will not work. But when it comes to AP and what will work and not work, depending on what ship you're shooting at, it all works out with regards to the thickness of the armor and the penetration value of the shell. To try and explain it right off the bat is very
Trial and error.
It'll be a bit convoluted to someone who's literally just starting the game. The most important things that you have to really worry about right now is that if the target is angled, you use HE. If it's flat broadside, you use AP. That's all that you really need to know regarding the mechanics right now. There is a Wikipedia page, like there is for anything else, for this game specifically, that I would highly recommend that anyone goes to check out. Is the World of Warships wiki, and there they explain everything perfectly to you with regards to how HE works versus AP, the penetration values of different gun calibers against different thicknesses of armor, the differences between your different types of ships. It is a wealth of information for you to have access to, and it absolutely will help
Access
you.
level 3 unlocked.
Right,
Select
Jared has
random
now
battles and
unlocked
fight
random
against other
battles.
players. To
You will
unlock
be
the
getting
next
a division
access level,
invite
play
from
2
me
battles.
right now.
There we go. Invited you to join a division. Now, where the there we go. Up on co-op.
Random
Okay.
battles.
Accept the division.
Yes, you will accept the division. You will
And
accept it
then
quickly.
I will do this and add to my favorite contact and add to my contacts. That way Bear is on my contact list, which means I can actually play with him without having to search for him every single time.
No. Okay.
Okay, let's close there. Random battles is now open. Let's
Right.
double check what I've got on my tech tree. Do I have enough? No, I do not. I'm still a bit short.
Okay, then we'll just go back to tier 2 until you get to tier 3. I don't mind staying at tier 2 even though you're on a tier 3. But once you get to tier 3, I'm gonna teach you a harsh lesson.
Oh,
You- we can-
you're
we
going to
can be
drag me
going-
very high again.
Yes, I'm gonna be dragging you straight to tier 4.
Okay, so I'm not going to do much research now because I'm trying to get to the point of just getting directly to tier 3 so that we can play properly. Just on a side note, if you take a look here on the bottom of the ships, there's additional XP if you log in every day. Every ship you have, you can get for your first round played with that ship 50% bonus XP for playing specifically with that ship. So you can go through, if you have, like now I've got a sum total of 13 open slots. I could in theory have 13 ships I could play and use that to my advantage if I wanted to get slightly more XP. For the lower end, try and play with all the ships that you've got. Later on, is it worth it playing all of them every day?
If you can try and play as many as you can, yes, but the way I normally do it is obviously the XP is nice, the XP boost is nice, But if I start to grind a line of ships, then I will play that particular ship until I reach tier 10, and then I'll start with the next one. The only time when it's only really effective to play all the ships to get all the bonuses is when it comes to like Christmas time, when you can get special crates with you can get extra flags and stuff like that, or coal or steel. But we'll talk about coal and steel a bit later on once you had actually unlocked it. Join the division. Join the division.
I have.
Get your boat ready.
My boat
Let's
is ready.
go.
Just on a
Select
side
it
note.
and then select ready.
Okay, I will go and select it. On a side note, you'll see I have it there, the Warships. I actually had that as a bonus ship I got once upon a time on an account I can't find. For somewhere I got a premium ship of it, and I regret to this day losing those account details.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay, I am ready. You are ready in the battle. Waiting for the
I'm
commander
ready.
to send division into battle.
Let's go.
Let me try my best and not die this time. Okay, so that's just the bare basics. So now we're going to show you how it works to play with actual teammates who you can communicate with. Now you'll see there's a lot more players in range than there was in the beginning. On an average night, there's quite a few players in range. Bears had it the one time up to over 2,000 players. But that also depends on your skill range.
So, players in the range, the most I've actually had was only about 200 odd. But again, as well, it depends on the night, and also depends on your what's what I'm looking for now. It also depends on the tier.
Ooh, we've got a nice
so
tier 3 dreadnought there.
Okay, so the Dreadnought is British tier 3 premium, the Nassau's German tier 3 normal, St. Louis tier 3 normal, Tenryu is tier 3 normal or tech tree, the Bogotia is tech tree, the Nino Bixio is also tech tree, the Romulus, same with the Romulus, the Samson, the V25s, and the Stojavoy, the Tashibana, like what I'm busy sailing with at the moment, is a premium ship.
Okay,
Oh, there are lots of pinks.
remember what I said earlier? This area down Bravo, they are going to spam torpedoes down there. If they don't, it would be a surprise. So try and avoid it, because it is not going to play nice for anyone if you hit a torpedo. Now, the benefit of the torpedoes is they start at a very close angle, but they do spread out. So with enough practice and enough know-how, you could, in theory, turn your ship to go between two torpedoes. But if you're not paying attention, you're going to be hit, and you're going to be hit hard.
Yeah, no. Are you in range yet? No, you're not in range. Oh, 5-kilometer torpedoes. Ah! This hurts me. This hurts me badly. Okay.
As you can see, I'm shooting here actually over an island. Now, some of the ships shoot heavy over islands. Others can shoot just, and it also depends on what round you're using.
It's not okay. So the rounds don't really matter all that much. It's just the caliber. Ooh, hello, Tashibana. It's just the caliber of round that they're actually using. Get back, you. So I'm gonna start opening fire on the enemy Tashibana. I'm not gonna use torpedoes. No, not gonna use torpedoes. So against a lightly armored target like the Tashibana, I will want to use HE. But this Tenryu who's decided to try and push me, ow! I would, if you're sitting with me broadside and I hit that Tashibana with a torpedo. So this Tenryu's now busy trying to rush me. Let's see what it looks like. It's not here.
The ship is on fire. Problem assault, sir.
Okay, there is things like smoke screens. They are a pain in the backside. So, like you'll see now,
Smoke screens are torpedo magnets.
Yes, I went into the smoke screen and I was suddenly hit by 10 torpedoes. So I am out.
You are a numpty. That is what you are.
Okay, I'm going to try and...
You can spectate me.
That is the plan. I'm going to spectate Bear here. Now the circle he's going into, it's basically, for those of you who are first person shooters, it's basically a domination flag that you're capturing. You'd want to, like in any first person shooter, bleed out tickets or destroy all the ships.
This is not going to end well for me.
Now on the left hand side you'll see there is actually a list of the ship that you're playing with how much damage you've taken, how much damage how much health you have left, and how much health you start off with. Sorry about that, I'm a little bit of a numtwat tonight.
A little bit? You mean always?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, so that Nassau obviously dodged my torpedoes. I'm probably going to die now here.
Oh. No. Unless it's someone like me who can't aim, which is in his favor.
Okay, so that over there, what you guys just witnessed there was a game mechanic. That game mechanic is called RNG. That game mechanic is what is known as RNG. So RNG, or the random number generator, will actually determine, in inverted commas, the accuracy of your the accuracy of your main guns, amongst other things. One thing that does also play a major important role in that is what's known as sigma, or your dispersion of shells. So depending on the ship and depending on the nation of ship, your sigma will be good or sigma will be bad. The German battleship that was shooting at me now, the Nassau, it is a German battleship, so its sigma is bad. Its sigma will always be bad.
Now
so basically, the thing with German battleships is they are brawlers. That's what they are. That's what they are made to be. So they are they're effective up close, up front. So their cannons are effectively shotgun shells, also shotguns, and they've also got incredibly powerful secondaries. Even lower tier ships like the Nassau, you don't want to be playing around with German secondaries. Now you see where I'm currently aiming at the moment. I'm currently aiming at the ship's superstructure, because my AP will not penetrate that armor for a hell. So my only hope is to hit the superstructure to cause fires like I just targeted over there, and also to actually to cause damage from there. Now another mechanic that I'm going to speak about as well, I'm just going to touch on briefly, is damage saturation. So like you'll see, like the ship over there is looking a bit blackish around certain parts of the ship. That is what's known as... Ooh, that was a lucky shot into my smoke. That is what is known as battle or damage saturation. You can actually see it, I think you should be able to see it quite nicely over here on my boat. So the more damage you get, the more damage you do to a specific part of a ship, the less damage it takes, because it becomes damage saturated. So that only really starts to work in favor once you start going to more like towards your higher tiers. Oh, is this guy AFK? Looks like it. I'll take advantage to pad my damage.
As you can see, Bear has got his eye in. He is hitting that thing like you will not believe.
No, but he's AFK. I think he actually left the server.
Now, if that could be for many reasons, in South Africa it's probably load shedding or your internet died.
Either that or he just rage quit. Rage quitting is also a very known thing. Oh, by the way, Jared, if I shoot, if you can press Z, you can actually follow my shells.
I will do that now. I was actually zoomed in on the ship to show where you're heading.
Ah, okay.
So we can take a look at some of the shells. As you can see, they put a lot of work into this. Even on the spectator, you can spectate where you're hitting, how the shell ricochets there, everything. It is insanely detailed. And that guy's about to see his backside because everyone's taking them on.
Pretty much. Hopefully I can get the kill. Yay! Okay.
Okay, so even though I lost, we still got a victory, which does work in my favor. Not as much as I'd like it to, but it does work a bit in my favor.
If you'll give me a second, I'm just going to go say goodnight to the mini madam. Give me a sec.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the port. I have a new module available on my ship, so I can research if I wanted to. Let me just minimize here. I could research my 52mm cannon, which would help upgrade my single mounts to a 52mm. Now you'll see it has a research price. I have quite a bit of silver. I don't want to use it, and then it uses research point or XP points specifically so that you can then research. Now I will verify with Bear when he gets back. I think if I remember right, some of it does transfer through to your tier 3s, but I'll confirm with him now. Okay. Go back to port. I have one more, then I can mount camouflage and signals. Now, your camouflage, certain camouflages do give you bonuses, and then your signals, they basically add little small bonuses on the side. Some of them will increase your AP shell, some of them will decrease your reload speed, some of them will increase your damage on certain weapons, how well you spot things. So you do get them. Once you unlock it, you get a base set of flags, and then you can use them. And again, if you like this video in any way, shape or form, or you think I'm a twat, you can like or dislike. Leave me a comment, and if you like the video and you want us to do more of it, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know if we must do more of it. If you have any game suggestions, I will upload a video over the weekend showing all my games that I've got on my list that I can download, and then I can download it. I'm willing to try it. If any of you guys want to join, I'll leave a link on my YouTube channel. If you go to my channel on the top right, there's a thing that says all socials. I will see if I can leave a Discord link there for you guys, and you can join the Discord, and then you can see how we work. Bear, what I was telling them a bit earlier, I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember, if I upgrade certain researchers on my ship, it should pull through to the preceding modules for my next ship, so that it helps decrease how much XP I would in theory need.
No.
Doesn't it?
No. So to give you an example, let's say for example, I'll use my tech tree as an example. So Jared's currently sitting on he's now on the Samson. So no, the Samson, the Chester. I'm busy speaking nonsense.
And then I'm going to the St. Louis.
He'll be going to the St. Louis next. So any stuff that he researches on the Chester, he won't be able to bring over onto the St. Louis. So he'll have to research all the stuff again, and it'll go down like towards the Phoenix and the Omaha and the Dallas, the Pepsi, or then he can either choose whether he's going to be going light cruiser line or heavy cruiser line. So the Dallas with the Pensacola, the Helena, the Cleveland, the Baltimore, the Des Moines, Wichita, whichever, whatever have you. The only stuff that you could those stuff that you can bring over is once you've unlocked. I let me just get to it here quickly. Is once you've unlocked upgrades, you can demount upgrades, and then mount them onto the next, and then you can mount them onto the next ship, or you can just sell them and then use the credits you earn from there to buy new ones to put onto that ship. That's the only stuff that you can actually take over. But specific upgrades, ship specific upgrades like gun controls and torpedoes and hulls and whatnot, you can't switch over, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, we're only on tier 2 this one.
Outstanding, but they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you guys actually see over here is actually interesting. There's a mix of bots and human players. The bots are like named like Craddock. If it's got the 2 colons at the end or the colon at each end, those are bots.
Okay.
So the majority of the human players on the enemy team are in destroyers. Jared, you're in trouble, pal.
So basically, what you're saying is hide and try and play a distance game, or try and pick off as you guys get the chance to damage.
You can't really hide.
Yeah.
It's literally a case of you better not hide, you better not cry. Santa's coming and he's coming in dry. That's that type of thing.
I just want to give a shout out to Articide Woodley. Just hit us to subscribe. Thanks for subscribing.
Articide, my god, you butchered that name. It's Aristide.
Aristide, okay. Well,
Aristide Woodley.
I apparently butcher names. That's what I'm good for.
Yes, that literally is the only thing you are good for. Good evening, Aristide. Good evening, Fearsome. How's it going? Aristide is a very, very old friend of mine.
Yeah, he's going to butcher me at one point or another for butchering his name. I can see that coming.
Yes, he will. He will. He's actually a pilot, and he is out of country at the moment. Is poor old Aristide. He's in deepest, darkest Africa, doing things that only you can only do in deepest, darkest Africa. And amongst other things, he was a pilot. He was flying doctors for a farewell for Medicine Sans Frontier. Also, it's Medicine Sans Frontier. Sorry, my pronunciation and my language not being bullshit. Let's fire on this Dresden. Also, who cares? This Dresden coming so close.
The glorious over-penetration. Everyone likes over-penetration.
Everyone likes overpens. Overpens are love, overpens are life.
Okay, like you still have seen, you do have to compensate how far you aim ahead of a ship based on the speed they're traveling. Based on your speed actually has an effect to it as well, because obviously why not make it as realistic as possible and give everyone a bit of a headache when trying to learn the game in the beginning. Okay, you'll see I did the worst in there. I've given him my broadside, so he's getting to shoot at me, but I've distracted him long enough that some of the torpedoes might do some damage. And this guy has done us a favor and has given us his broadside.
Can this Dresden die? Thank you. My heavens. Let's get into the cap. Are you still alive, Jared?
I'm
yes,
alive.
you are. And you've still got lots of your HP left over. Oh, torpedo demons.
Oh yes, and I'm trying to avoid them.
Gotta love torpedo demons, dude. Gotta love torpedo demons. Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
I learned from the previous round, if you see smoke screen, try and avoid it.
Yes,
There's somewhere along the line.
Unless you have a good ship with high hydroacoustic surge, then rush all you're worth. Hopefully, I'll show you what I mean about that when I get to play some slightly higher tier boats.
Torpedoes for days! Enough! Okay, so Bear wasn't kidding when he said,
quickly.
I'm in a nonsense zone here. Some of these ships are Leela,
Problem solved, sir.
and I'm about to die. So let me get as much damage as possible before I drop.
Also just died.
Okay.
Ooh, was he by torpedoes? Yes, is he? No. Damn it, just missed. Okay.
And I was destroyed. Well,
Okay.
at least I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Okay, let's just go back to port. And while we're waiting for the ships, because you only have one ship, you can maybe try and watch my stream if the quality is good enough, and then I can show you guys I can show the viewers a higher tier game, and how a higher tier game would be played.
Okay, I'm gonna go into his stream now. Give me a second. Okay, and there I have got Bear's stream set up. I did make a mistake the last time. I have made sure I didn't make this mistake the same this time. I actually did put your screen on. Let me just double check. Yes, we are streaming your screen.
Okay, so I'm probably going to end up regretting this to Jared. What ship should I go for? The Yoshino, which is this glorious Japanese piece of steel over there. It's a Japanese super heavy cruiser with a historical command on it, Yamamoto Soroku. The gearing, which is American Tier 10 torpedo / gunboat DD, the Salem, which is a light cruiser that absolutely pees rounds. Then we have Russian bias. It's a term that we use a lot in World of Warships because Russian ships, as a general rule of thumb, are very, very OP. Because they don't get balanced. The Grosser Kurfürst. This is actually my second ever Tier 10, German Tier 10 battleship. Now, while we're actually going through it, let me show you guys the differences between ships that actually existed and ships that were what are considered paper ships. So this over here is a paper ship. It only existed on paper or on blueprints. This is, historically speaking, this is a German H-Klasse super heavy battleship that was only designed, like I said, designed on paper. It never went into full production.
Okay, wait. Bear, if you just give me a second here.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly jipper the stream, so if you guys just give me a second here. I am going to share my screen still with you guys, so you can see Bear, but you will see his stream. I'm going to mute my in-game sound, and I'm going to play a little bit in the background just to get my ships up and running. Let me just see. Why? Oh my word. They have gone and changed it. Sorry about this. If you just give me a second, I will try and find it. Bear, why do they change things?
Because it's wargaming.
Never mind freaking wargaming. Freaking Streamlabs. For those of you who...
Streamlabs, okay.
For those of you who haven't watched it, it is the software I'm using. They have decided to go and change everything yet again. That makes it that I cannot find my Discord.
So while Jared's busy crying about that, if my part of stream is still up, so
if you give me a second, your stream will be up again. So I can't play in the background. So you just have to pay attention to Bear.
Sorry about that, guys.
No stress.
Okay, so the ship that I had before was the Grosser Kurfürst, which is a paper ship, and then you have this over here. This is the IJN Yamato. This was one of the, I think this was pretty much the only super heavy battleship that ever existed in the world. And this ship actually existed. It actually fought in World War II, and she did meet a very inglorious end. The reason why she was super heavy was actually just because of her tonnage. If I remember correctly, she put out almost 100,000 tons once fully loaded, with shells, the full complement of crew, provisions, etc. And in comparison to something like a ship like the Bismarck, it only displaced about, I think it was about 61 or 51,000 tons once fully loaded. But to give you guys just an example, these guns you're seeing over here, these big 406 millimeter guns, that is a 16.1 inch gun. If I remember the gun caliber in inches, and it fires a shell. In real life, I think this is approximately like 28 something kilometers. Just to give you a bit of context, the shell was about, I think it was over 2 meters tall. I'm 1.88 meters tall, so the shell stood taller than me, and it weighed more than a Volkswagen Beetle. So basically, the guns on the ship could fire, or the ship could fire 9 Volkswagen Beetles at you, in equivalent in weight, at over 25 kilometers. That's just to give you guys an idea about how powerful battleships were, especially in and around World War II. But let's go out of that. I'm gonna go and choose a ship that has become a firm favorite of mine, which is the Thunderer, which is a premium ship. Now, premium ships, you get 2 different types, or 3 different types, depending on how you want to look at it. Your bog standard type of premium ship, or premium ships that you buy with doubloons or gold. There would be stuff like your Scharnhorst, your Graf Spee, and those types of ships. Then you'll have ships that are available for coal, which is what the Thunderer is. And coal, like I said, we will explain at a later stage. It is an in-game resource that you can grind alongside steel. And then you also get premium ships that you get with the free XP, like we explained with the Alaska. So let's go into the game over here. We can break it down. Well, honestly, I always maintain that the artwork in this game is just absolutely, utterly stunning. So the Thunderer is, and well, I don't particularly care what people say or think about me. This is the type of ship that you will sit along your back line to start the game off with, so like your B line, your C line, and then at a maximum range of 25 kilometers, you rain down hate with HE and armor piercing. So basically, the main, or I would say, the main meta, I suppose, for all ships in general, is that the longer you stay alive, the better it actually is. So if you're still maintaining more than 3/4 of your health after 10 minutes in the game, chances of you actually starting to do well will actually be very, very good. Just to give you guys an example of what the ship will look like while we're actually sailing it. Put a bit of sun over there, look at all the shadows, the reflections. It just really is just an absolutely gorgeous game, despite what everyone says about how unbalanced it actually is. I'm not going to lie, it is unbalanced with some ships. Some people say with all ships, I'll just say with some ships. But it is just fun overall. If you had to try and compare it to a ship like to a game like War Thunder is more realistic, and World of Warships is more arcadey. And the reason why I say it's more arcadey, because like with War Thunder, you could literally sink ships with one salvo from your guns. You can do the same in World of Warships, but there's a lot more luck involved, and you have to be shooting AP at certain ships, get a devastating strike, stuff like that. Right. So there's a Minotaur. Okay, so the ship that I was shooting out of there was the ship I was talking about. It was the German paper ship, and he just made a massive mistake. So I set him on fire once, and he immediately damage conned, which is the ordinary damage con. So it immediately extinguishes all fires and floodings after a certain amount of time, but it's got a massive cooldown. So that means if you're set on fire like 2 or 3 times again in that time, those 2 or 3 fires will burn for over a minute, and it absolutely annihilates your your health pool. Says hope I can maybe set another fire on this GK. Right, so set him on fire once. Now he won't be able to stop the fire. He can use his repair party over there to gain back some HE or HP. Sorry, but he'll continuously be beating it for as long as I've set fires. So the next ship I'm pretty much have to focus on is one. If it was still spotted, I would have shot at that Minotaur, but because the enemy Thunder is spotted, there's one of them in any case, and he's within range, I'm gonna start opening fire on him. Now, remember when I was speaking about gun ballistics and whatnot? You see how these shells from the Thunder, how they just fly. They've got a much slower arc, a lazier arc, if you want to call it that. That's just the specific characteristics of this particular ship's guns. There's nothing fancy about it or anything like that. That's just the way that they've arbitrarily tried to balance the overpoweredness of these guns. Like if I was shooting the guns from like the ship over here, the Montana, the shells will fly at a much straighter trajectory, and they'll hit much harder. Again, if that makes sense, but like I said, that's just wargaming's. It's part of wargaming's idea of arbitrary balancing. Okay, that Thunderer just ate some torpedoes, and I missed completely. So let's swap over to the other Thunder because he's now going backwards. Yay. Now, depending on whether a ship is actually spotted or not, it will also affect the sigma or the accuracy of your guns. So like, as you see the GK there now, it's got like a little reticle over it. That means it's actually targeted by my guns, and the accuracy of my guns will increase dramatically if it wasn't actually targeting him, because now my gun turrets will actually track him rather than me trying not to track, if that makes any vague amount of sense. Now you can see over there now I actually aimed too high and too far over, and the shells went over his bow. So I'm going to aim a little bit lower, more like at the waterline, which I shouldn't actually be, but because he's sailing at an angle, you see now where I shot there now, where I was aiming his waterline, now the reticle's going to be up at his superstructure, and then I hit his superstructure and set another fire, and which is immediately damage conned again. So now, if all goes well, if I can set him on fire again, I'll be able to hopefully lay some more hate on him. But you see now he's now turning in, so the chance of my shells actually hitting is going to be very diminished. Missed him completely. Just one shell hit. I don't want to push too. I'm pushing a little bit too aggressively here. Hello. Okay, I'm going to start turning the hull away because there's a Holland. Ow. Okay, so I just ate some citadels from that GK. He chunked me for a lot of damage. So that's the reason why I'm turning around now. But one thing you also need to try and remember is that if there's ever an enemy destroyer that's spotted, you will always need to try and take advantage of it and try to shoot him. Ow. You see there now that I've used my damage control party, I can't put out fires for another minute, and I've just been set on fire twice. You can see me burning to a crisp all nicely over there.
You'll take a look, he's still got 30 odd seconds.
50 seconds. And then the fires last for about 30 seconds. Now there's this little thing over there. There's a little thing over there showing me how many ships that are actually currently targeting me at the moment. So there are 3 ships that are aiming at me. That's why I'm now sailing far, far away. I was actually playing way too aggressively for the ship, and I'm obviously now paying the price for it. I'm losing HP at a record rate of knots. So something else what you guys maybe have a look at as well. If you're looking at my minimap, I will increase the size of the minimap for you. Oh, piddle off. You'll see there are concentric rings all the way around the all the way around the mini map. Those rings denote certain things. So if I'm once I've gone dark, I can actually show you guys what I mean and what I'm talking about. I didn't get the kill there. So, like my detectability by sea once I fired my main guns, my detectability by range by air once I fired my main guns, my secondary battery firing range, my AA maximum battery firing range, and then my main battery range, and then showing all the numerical values and whatnot. It does help. It does help quite a lot. And then also you can also then check the minimap to see exactly where on the map certain ships are, and that does help a lot. Let's just go to the Thunderer. I'm going to open fire again. Now I'll see at the top over here. I'll show you guys this over here. So you'll have damage caused. So right now I've only done 40,444 damage. Also gives you a breakdown of the ribbons that you earned. So like fire set on fire ribbons, incapacitation ribbons, you're incapacitating enemy ships modules. So your steering gears or main gun batteries, secondary gun batteries, torpedo tube launchers, stuff like that. And then I've got over here my potential damage. So that's the damage that I would have taken from enemy ships. Oh, you're standing dead still. And then over here is damage caused, so damage done by spotting. So it basically breaks down. This is the total damage your allies cause to enemy ships after they've been spotted by you. Oh, double fire on that enemy Thunderer, and he's now reversing. Try and see if I can't try and cause another couple of fires, maybe. Okay, so torpedoes incoming right now, so now I'm going to have to try and start turning. Some torpedoes you can spot much further away than other countries. Stuff that can help spot will be other ships like the Shimakaze was much further in front of me, and he managed to spot those other Holland torpedoes. Otherwise, you can also use hydroacoustic search, which I'll show you on another ship in another game now, if we can. And then just to give you an example of what we're actually talking about. Okay, so the Thunderers, so the fires are burnt out naturally on that Thunderer, I think. But once, and you see that there's a little part of the reticle over there. The two triangles. That means there's an island. That means the island's over here in front of me that I can't actually shoot over. But that Thunderer I can shoot at. You see how the shells then just arc over the island. So other enemy Thunderer is dead. I'm going to push in. I've actually played so poorly. This round is not actually even a joke.
Yeah, you say you play poorly. You've officially outperformed me.
No, I am playing poorly. I average around about 150, 160k damage in the ship a game. Well, I'm playing poorly. I'm playing very poorly.
You're helping the guys who actually know how it works. So you can see there is massive amounts of damage you can get if you play well, and it really just takes a bit of time.
So we'll see if I can't try and Citadel the Minotaur, just to give you guys all this Montana, just to show you guys what Citadel damage actually looks like and how I can Ooh, yes, there's a prime candidate for Citadel City over there. No! Holland! No, you bastard! Hopefully, for the gram. No, I aim like a potato. Damn it! Okay, that didn't go anywhere near as well as I was hoping that it was going to do. Come on, quickly! And I died, but my shells are on the way. Oh, just one overpin. Okay. Let's just exit to port. The game's pretty much done. We've pretty much won. Why are people bothering me? Okay.
Okay, now you'll see there it actually notifies where the ship is in a battle. To start a new battle, select a different ship. So if you leave the battle before it's over, your XP only comes in once the battle's actually come to an end.
Once the battle's done. Yeah.
And you can't use that ship again until that round's over. They put that in specifically for some of the guys who would play around quickly, realize about to lose, drop out. and try and go to use the system so they've got a better advantage. But this way, it forces people to actually play well with their ships.
All things are dropping out as well. Also, actually causes you. It actually does punish you if you drop out of a game. If you drop out of a game early, specifically because of that. Do you wanna try and division up again quickly?
Yeah,
For
sure.
another couple game.
Let's quickly get back to my screen.
To division.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
And there my screen is back, so you can see me again.
Right. It says you're already in a division. Just invite me.
I've left the division. You can invite me again. Hey! No.
There you go.
No. Accept this here. I was getting almost excited.
Almost excited.
Almost.
Just give me a second. Just to show you guys what I mean about ship stats.
Okay.
You can actually go into a summary and you can check out stats on your ships, like your win rate percentages, the average damage, your best gain that you've actually done in the ships. Like with my Thunderer.
Okay, just give me a second. I'm just gonna have to put you back on the screen. Okay, there we go. And you can check some of his stats.
So my Thunderer there, so I've played 69 battles, I've got 70% win rate. That's my average XP. That's the most ships I've destroyed in a game, which is 5. It earns you an achievement called a Kraken. And then my destruction ratio is the number of enemy ships that was destroyed, that I destroyed versus how many times I was destroyed. So the average battle, so average results per game. I spoke too much of myself. I averaged 120,000 damage per game, but I average 1.5 million potential. The damage upon my spotting is 26,000. The most I've gotten per my best battle was 250,000 damage, with 5 ships destroyed, with the potential of 3. That was actually that damage potential is beautiful. All right, so
let me go back in. Let's get me back to mine. Okay. I will go. Okay, you shall see division. Do not go into. Stay in port. You shall see I have now unlocked flags and camouflages. Certain camouflages will do certain stats. For example, it's detectable by sea, minus 3%, dispersion plus 4%, and they will go on. Signals also have an effect. Let me just minimize this again. A well-known sign on the Royal Navy. It was awarded for achievement Kraken Unleashed, and I get 50% XP additional per battle, which I think I need to equip. What do you think, Bear?
Yeah.
Now,
try and get as many of them in as you can.
Okay, so you can see I now have 14 flags because I've equipped it. If I remember right, is it flags per ship or flags per battle?
You can basically equip as many flags as you want to, but you need to try and be clever about how many flags you actually you have to be careful with like some flags help ships or help different types of ships better, and some flags don't make a difference to some ships at all. So okay. flags like your Whiskey Juliet Ione, it increases your chances at flooding, but it gives you a plus 5% chance of your ship magazine detonating. So that type of flag on like a cruiser or a battleship with no torpedoes is useless. But something like your Victor Lima, which gives you a buff to a chance of fire being caused on ships with a high fire percentage, that'll help you. So like those are your combat flags, and you have your economic flags, which is what you're looking at, and then once you get to them, you get your special flags. So one special flag that I've got is called the Dragon, which gives me a 333% boost to Commander XP. At the end of every battle.
Now I'm just using this basically because I want the extra XP.
To get your St. Louis.
I do have, so I'm going to enable the auto supply specifically for this one. Once I have unlocked it, I will take the auto supply off. That way I manually select it for a round, because I only have a limited amount. I don't want to use all of them necessarily right now.
There you go. That's the only way to do it.
Okay, so that is the flags that I have now got on the exterior, and 2 more battles, and I have access to containers. Then they are going to show me how the container system works, and that I can't wait for.
Containers are good. Containers. So yeah, we'll speak about the containers when we get there.
So we're definitely going to do at least 2 more battles to unlock the containers. You saw, though, you would have seen that originally I didn't have that on my screen till I went to bed because we exited the round. I only got that when I came back in because the round had officially came to an end.
Oh, by the way, Jared, I need to explain to you as well. The game itself, it actually automatically saves your battle replays instantly.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think it saves. I think it's like 30 or 40 battles.
Well, you will help me find that. That would help specifically for the guys who want to upload videos to YouTube or Facebook, but do not have the cap capacity or the internet capacity to do live streaming. So then you can at least take it and you can upload when you have data, or if you work in a place, I'm not condoning it, I work in IT, I do not condone it ever, but if you upload it at a place that you do have access to work, should it be your office and you own it, go ahead. Then you don't really have as much of the issue that the rest of us are battling with.
Naughty, 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 naughty.
Yes, okay, where have they placed me? They have placed me to the right side. I do not want to go through the middle, I do not want to die.
Battle starts.
You're gonna die eventually.
We'd hope not.
Meh.
Okay, if you take a look at the top bar, you'll see I'm the white ship, Bear would be the yellow ship. There is no pink ships for the round, but the pink ships, as we discussed previously, is team killers or people who do a lot of friendly fire. Those are the people you don't necessarily want to get in the middle way of their torpedoes and things like that, because they don't really care.
No, those are the people you want to try and avoid. Up there. Well, Jared, if you ever want to ping the map,
Yeah.
Control, and then you ping wherever you need. Then you can click on whichever part of the map you want to ping.
Perfect. Okay, so Bear did ping, so I've got a rough estimate of where the ships are, and you'll see they are systematically coming onto my mini-map. That means there is people who have spotted that ship for me.
Enemy cruiser detected.
That Chikuma, on the other hand, is not a bot, and neither is that Samsung.
So those are people we technically want to try and play nicely with.
No, you don't want to play nice with them, you want to kill them.
Yeah, but I'm saying try and avoid them, and they know what they're doing.
That's debatable.
Yeah, if they're anything like me, they don't really know what they're doing, but this one is retreating, which gives me the benefit of they are going in a straight line, so if my aim is right, I might be able to hit them. My aim is atrocious tonight, Bear, you would hate me.
I'm watching your shells, don't you worry.
I am an embarrassment to all players. But like I said, this is the Noobs Guide. Because I am coming into this long after updates.
There's a Weymouth right on your port, up in your starboard. Watch. I'm dumping torpedoes behind you. Don't go backwards.
Okay. I'm going to try and turn so I do not broadside. That I am doing.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
I have got broadsided from both.
Critical engine damage. The ship is on fire.
You did at least hit 2
Problem
torpedoes
solved,
there.
sir.
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
Just one.
I'm being nailed from both sides here. So I'm going to try and move my way away from these ships.
You need to run, bitch.
And you shall see I put fire out. They now put me back on fire, which means I am bleeding heavy damage here. And I'm about to die. Well, I'm going to go back to spectating Bear, because he is a much better player than I am. But at least I can accept that, and I will get better hopefully over some time.
Oh, you will. You will.
Now, I am personally a... okay, it won't let me go into spectate mode. There we go. Okay, well, if I can't go into spectate, I will at least free camera it.
Yeah, Japanese destroyer guns aren't all that bad. Hold on.
Okay, and there I have got there.
That Chikuma's gonna eat my other torpedo. Yes. Yes, queen. Yes. Is he flooding? Oh, someone's gonna steal my kill. Yes, no, maybe, hello. Okay, he's dead.
Okay, you'll take a look there on the bottom right hand side. We'll have put Bear's name with the bottom triangle with what looks like liquid in. He's flooded a ship out, which should have killed it, if I'm correct, if it rocked up there, Bear.
It would have, yes. And this Samson is busy playing games. Oh, we actually gonna lose this game. Look at the amount of guys that got in there. They got in our cap. Oh, we're gonna lose this. What a pity. Oh, well.
So there is multiple ways, like we said earlier. We lose in this game to cap. We're not necessarily losing this game to all the ships being down.
Alright, Samson, where are you? Okay, well, I'm doing something extremely risky here. I'm just rushing pretty much blindly just to actually try and kill this guy, and I'm proximity spotted. I'm sure his torpedoes are pretty much ready to go. I'm going to turn in and away from him. I should be able to kill him with my guns.
Hope so. Let's see how well Bear is at 4 kilometers. Just off.
Yeah, but it's a bot. I'm not going to be able to do much against that. Oh, sorry, he's not. Oh, sorry, that wasn't what I meant, but anyway. Okay. Oh, the bot's actually leaving our cap. We may actually have a chance here. Okay. Thank God bots are fucking dumb. Those destroyers are not bots.
Okay, you'll see they actually hit solid torpedoes there. And then took some rounds to the face.
Okay, so I actually got 2 awards over there. I got a high caliber and a devastating strike. Now, remember I spoke about where you are able to destroy enemy ships in one go? That's when you get that's called a devastating strike. So you can destroy an enemy ship or with a single artillery salvo, torpedo salvo, or aircraft attack by causing damage over 50% of the destroyed ship's normal HP. The other one that I got, which is a honorific, which is a heroic award, is called High Caliber, which is a damage must exceed damage at least 4 enemy ships. Damage caused must exceed 30% of the total HP of all the ships in the enemy team. and you'll see someone else in the game as well. They actually got a Kraken Unleashed. A Kraken Unleashed is when they score 5 or more kills. That's a Kraken Unleashed. Some people also got a Close Quarters Expert, which means you sank a ship using your secondary guns. And the or did you bait him? No, you fucked up.
Yep.
The other award that you also, amongst other awards you can also get, First Blood. So that means that you obviously, that's you kill the first ship of the game. I mean, there plenty of awards like that, and that are similar to that. You should be on your tier 3 by now already, surely.
I'm going to take a look now. Let's go to my equipment. Can I purchase? Required 1065.
1065 what? XP?
Yep.
Okay, we will go back to the tier 2s.
Sorry, I'm dragging this along for you, but I should, if all goes well, get some decent XP out of the container that I'm unlocking at the end of this round.
Yeah, no, you probably won't get XP. You won't get normal XP out of a container. I think you might actually get a super container, if I remember correctly. The first container you get is normally, I think they normally give you a super container. Well, super container, it normally has like, you can either get like premium time, doubloons, sometimes even ships, like large amounts of flags, large amounts of camo. There's lots of stuff. Okay, where are we?
It looks like tonight we're going to be put into a few rounds with bots because we're probably playing too much of a low level for most of the players.
That's correct.
So I'm stealing Bear's XP time here, but he is at least helping us with how this game would work if you by yourself.
It doesn't bother me much.
Okay, and then to Michael who commented there, for those who don't know my name, that would be my little brother. He's actually joined the stream. He says he can't join for too long, but he'll support as much as he can. I'm assuming he's running out of data.
Outstanding.
Oh, this is actually a long search.
Yep.
Okay, what I was trying to say earlier, your icons are actually explained here. You're from left to right, you've got your aircraft carriers, battleships, cruisers and destroyers. So on the bar that is on top, you can actually determine how many of each ship you have just based on the icons.
Okay, we have no bots.
Oh, I should be very scared.
Yes, you should.
As you can see, we are going against a few tier 3s.
Many
tier 3s. So if I do not die within the first 2 minutes, I'd be impressed.
Right, I'm going to do what most destroyers have to do, especially in the lower tiers. They are ambush predators, especially destroyers with like short range torpedoes.
Okay, while I'm busy getting speed, if you take a look, you'll see I have 4 rings there labeled 1 through 4. When they're green, you can fire. As you can see, they all have a slight of a delay. If they are low opacity, means you can't fire them even though they align up. But in theory, if you play it right with of these ships, you can have up to all of your guns pointing in the right direction to fire all 4 rounds at the same time.
Unless you're in like the St. Louis and you got like 16 guns. I think it's something stupid like 8 guns aside, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, 8 guns is still better than my maximum of 3 at the moment.
We'll survive, I promise you. Dude, you are slow.
I know I am slow and it is atrocious, but we'll get there.
Tatra, what are you doing? Not the right thing, obviously.
Okay, as you can see, someone spotted a ship there. Now, I cannot shoot 13 kilometers. I'm not even going to try. I know my max.
You're also behind
a couple of
mountains. There's
yeah.
a Caledon on the other hand. I will be shooting at him though.
Okay, and 9.7 is my hit range.
Smack that Caledon.
Oh. Someone is zigzagging like a pro, but I do have penetration there.
This is what happens when you are too aggressive.
You end up like me and end up dying. I wasn't the first one down.
Like I told you. You got this, dude. This vampire on the other hand, him and I are going to be playing some games very
Well,
quickly.
you do have one benefit. You've got 3 ships right behind you.
And you just pop the smoke screen. Let me see if I can't try and torpedo him in the smoke. G101, what are you doing? You numpty. Why are you doing this? Haha, bye bye vampire. Okay, so that's so you can scratch one destroyer.
Oh, those torpedoes just missed me.
You're in.
The ship is on fire.
Friant, you are a moron.
Who's a moron? Me?
Problem solved, sir.
No, the Friant, the cruiser that's sitting behind me, he launched torpedoes right in front of me. If I'd moved forward, I'd be dead.
Oh, torpedoes. Brilliant.
The ship is on fire.
Your torpedo beats are strong, young one.
My I'm too scared to die is strong.
Kawachi right here next to us.
Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy
He's
cruiser
firing his
detected.
guns. I don't have to worry about him. I forgot about the chest in the trap. Oh no! Forgot about everything. Please have mercy on me.
Okay, there is, when you change your weapons, a reload timer.
The ship is on fire.
But that's the reload time is always there. Like again, it depends on the type of ship that you're in, what your reload is. Can I kill steal this Kawachi? No, I won't be able to. Oh no, the G103 potato is torpedoes. Are these potatoes torpedoes? Yep, you potato.
See if we can get back to there.
It's not ending very well for us so far, I reckon. I actually think we are indeed losing.
Yes, yes we are.
There's a V-52 Picasa! Hey!
Okay, Now, the friendly fire also works if you accidentally ram a ship. So, yes, it's nice to play under zoomed, but if you are zoomed in, you do lose that ability to see where other ships are.
I died.
I see you died.
Let's go to you. Where are you?
Protect the base.
Are you also dead?
I died earlier. I've been spectating you.
Okay, let's go back to port. Oh my soul, okay.
Back to port, yes, and then I have tier 1 ships.
Okay.
Okay, so what am I going to play with? My Hermelin? Yeah, well, I haven't played with... No.
The Hermelin yet.
Yeah, and I have my daily XP on it, so I'm going to play with it just for the sake of playing with it.
Do it.
Because I want that XP.
Do it.
Now, I'm playing with the tier 1, but I will be drawn into battles with tier 2s now. I can pretty much guarantee it.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I think what will probably happen is we'll probably be distributed amongst bots again.
Well, at the moment we've got 9 cruisers. Ten cruisers.
I'm sure they'll probably split us up with bots again.
Yeah, well, bots I can kill. On a side note, Bear, what is the longest you've sat in one of these queues?
I can't even remember.
What's the average you sit in these queues now that you're on a higher tier?
Not very long at all. Seconds. Like at most like 30 seconds.
So at this point, the reason that we are sitting long in a queue is my fault. I do highly apologize. But we all started there.
Yeah, that we did. Wow. 2 minutes.
Taking its sweet blow time.
That is horrible. I'm gonna exit. We're gonna this. I'm sure our tier 2 boats are probably back in port by now.
Let's hope so. No, they're still in battle.
My soul. Alright, well then let's just wait then.
A little
While
bit of
we
patience is never hurt.
While we're waiting, we can talk about containers. You should be unlocking them next, surely?
Yeah, I'm unlocking my containers next.
No, but it'll be next as in the next after the next battle, or
No, this battle, as soon as our battle we get our ships, then we should unlock it.
Cool. Yep, there you go. You're back.
Ha! There I have unlocked the containers.
Access level 5 unlocked. Earn containers with valuable
Okay, so when you
in-game
click on
items.
collect container, you can either collect for credits, for flags and consumables, for resources, or
Okay.
for super container.
Let me just check here. Okay, I can still research that for my Chester. Where would my containers be?
If you go back to your main
there.
port,
I see. Container recruiting station. Invite your friends to play a game, earn recruiting points in exchange for containers and valuable items. That's what they've given me.
I think it's on top of that. You can still earn up to 3 containers with rewards for XP.
Okay. Back to port. Let's double check there. Available containers 4. Go to containers. But then it keeps saying, oh, there we go. Open container on the right hand side. I'm blind tonight. Okay. Are we going to open all containers? Yes. I have 4 containers. I shall use all 4 containers. Okay. You can see I've got 500 free XP. I have got coal, credits, type 5 camo, X-ray, India X-ray flag, Zulu Hotel flag, India Yankee flag, and November Foxtrot flag, but I've got 100 of those. Reload time of consumables down 5%.
So it's not entirely useful for you right now.
Not right
You
now,
don't really have consumables just yet.
but it's worth it. Okay,
Yeah, it is.
I've got that, and you'll see it'll actually tell you how much XP you need for the next container, and I need 2,000 XP for the next container. I do not want to
So-
research ship modules. I require 757 more XP.
to get your St. Louis.
Yes, and then I'm on tier 3. Okay. Let me go back to port and ready.
Let's do this.
Ah, that's better. 3 battleships, 10 cruisers, 11 destroyers. For the poor sods who began at the bottom. We shall get there one day.
I think this is going to have to be my last game for the night.
Yeah, I think we've reached the pretty much. This is basically, you'll get a little bit more done in about 2 hours depending on how persistent you are, but there's pretty much where you are, and then I will do a part 2 video at one point or another. So I don't think I'm going to continue playing much off stream, so that I actually show you guys how the tiers go up and further. I might play, depending on how busy I am, just to get the tier 3 ship, and then I'll stop so you guys can see it.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Okay, back to what we were saying. See this guy to the left hand side of me? He would be a friendly fire team killer. He's someone I do not want to be in lines of. I'd
Autopilot mode disabled.
very much like to avoid him.
Yes. Valkyrie, what are you doing? Wasting your smoke screen. For what?
Because some people are new and they just like pressing buttons.
Yeah, maybe. You is a dumb.
Capture that area. Requesting assistance.
What are you doing? Yeah, your in-game name is right. Bell End. Swear to God, you're gonna torpedo me now, aren't you? You're gonna torpedo me. Yep.
Warning for causing damage.
How's this destroyer in front of me?
Oh my word. He said I haven't shot a friendly. And warning for causing damage to you. He's literally
Yeah.
shooting at you guys on purpose.
The Caledon took exception to that.
Yeah, he's starting to fire back. That is the downfall of being a pink ship. We can see you across the map.
Okay, there's a Romulus and a Novik. Let's open fire.
Requesting assistance. Much obliged. Let's go. Enemy destroyer detected.
Torpedo beats, my man. Torpedo beats for days. Well, one touchy barn has sank the other one. That's always helpful. I don't understand that I'm sitting right in the middle of everyone and everything and I'm not getting shot at. Torpedoes, please. Oh wait, no, here comes the Romulus again. Clearly didn't learn from the first time, did you?
Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy cruiser sighted.
All stations.
Ow!
Fire on the designated
Battleship? Question mark?
ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir. The ship is on fire. Critical engine damage. Our team has taken the lead. Our victory is in sight.
Capturing flags is worth it.
Oh, I'm gonna die. I need to run away very quickly.
You're not the only one who's about to die. My engine's failed.
Problem solved, sir.
That is not ideal. This battleship is pointing his freaking guns at me!
And as usual, I get taken down by torpedoes.
Learn, dude. Pain, suffering, anal leakage.
See how Bill's doing.
Not all too great, truth be told. Try my best to sink this Russian monstrosity over here.
Well, it's down to about 5% of its hull, and it's getting barraged with torpedoes. He did not have a chance.
You're straight up not having a great time. There we go.
And we capture flags, and I actually helped capture flags this time. 500 XP.
And you weren't bottom of the log. Best.
more things to research. I don't want to research, I want a new ship. 127 XP left.
You should be able to use your free XP.
Let's go to my tech tree. Nope. I cannot.
Oh.
Not my day.
That is unfortunate. Well, then we'll have to wait until next time then.
Yeah. So Bear's going to call a night. I'm going to play one more round. Because I should...
Gents? Yeah, because I should?
I should be able to, within one round, no matter how badly I play, get the XP. Then I'll show you guys, I'll purchase it, and then I'll call it a night.
Alright, dude, yeah. Then I'm gonna love and leave. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope I didn't drone on too badly. I probably did, but eh.
Yeah, well, it's your passion, so who can blame you?
We will, well, at least I will get better over time with this whole helping with the stream thing. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yes,
Enjoy the
shall.
evening, everybody, and day, depending on when you're watching this. I shall chat to y'all later.
And thanks, Bear, for joining us. And enjoy
Always
your
a
evening further.
Peace.
Okay, now you're only stuck with me and my annoying voice. So we're going to check now how well this works if I'm playing here by myself and see if I'll be able to actually sink anything. Now we don't have any destroyers or aircraft carriers, it's battleships and cruisers for the win. I am not liking this odds. Oh, we have quite a bit of bots. In fact, the majority of the people are bots, so maybe I'll do good. Okay, what I wanted to tell you guys earlier, you still have seen I went into my map. There is an autopilot, which is great for in the beginning if you want to go to a place. Like now, I've set on where I want to go to. I'm avoiding the middle areas, and I would prefer to go around and see if I can go behind these ships. Now doing this should automatically, you'll see my ship is just turning, it will turn back in, and I will not need to do a thing to go to a certain location. It is also doing that does help that you can see how the ship would work if you change your speeds and that on turning circles, because the computer system's got a very good idea of how it should work. I'm not liking this is too quiet. See if I can hit at 9.2 kilometers. Just missing it.
Autopilot mode disabled.
Now you'll see some of the rounds on the other ships are different colors. This has to do a lot with things like the captain that's on board. They will affect the traces. If I remember right, it has a lot to do with if there's a legendary captain or a historical captain on board. I could be wrong, but I'm the wrong person for all of those final details of this life. And if you take a look at the bottom of the certain keys you'll press, if you press the key once, that means after your next shot, it will then change over to that weapon. Got ricochets and over penetrations. Incapacitated, and I hit the citadel. And I'm assuming by now most of you guys have noticed. If you go near an island, it actually gives you warning. Specifically for those of us who do not look too much on the map and roll zoom in. not have done that.
Critical engine damage. Problem solved, sir.
If I'm gonna go, I might as well take a cruiser with me.
Engine damage.
Now I'm going to target things like the firing, see if I can maybe take some of them offline. Try and hold myself from dying immediately. Yeah, I'm repairing and getting the hell out of here.
Problem solved, sir.
Probably die in the run, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to try. Rudder damaged. And ship's on fire.
The ship is on fire.
Not how you want to go. Out of fire and I've done repairs. Now I can actually get back to the fire.
Problem solved, sir. On fire.
I'm going to see my backside. Hey, I actually sank my first ship for the
Enemy
night.
destroyer foundered.
Okay, remember what we told you about ramming and how it's a bad idea? Maybe I'll give it this go. Okay, well, I was trying to ram it. If I would ram that, I would go down in a big ball of flames, but I would have at least done damage. We have got 2 players left. Enable our ship. Rotate our minimap. Enable all my circles. No, do not rotate minimap, that will drive me nuts. So you can enable things like ship's name shields, what I've seen Bear actually had. I did not. That just because I did not have the settings enabled. I'll probably come back once I actually rotate through to my own game again. There's only one of us left. That hit hard. Yeah, well, as soon as this round ends, I will show you guys the stream and then show you what the tier 3s look like, because I should at least get my tier 2 on this one, and then we'll call it a night and you can see us progress from tier 3 onwards. Wow, this game's actually moving pretty long. Okay, you'll see the guy we're busy checking now. He's got the Confederate, Close Quarters Expert, the High Caliber, the Devastating Strike, Close Quarters Expert second time, and a High Caliber, and Kraken Unleashed. So he's playing like a pro, and yeah, check here. Health is pretty high. We on to our last ship. Let's hope we can make it through. Killed. So basically what would happen there is, yes, he sacrificed the ship, but he got his team the win, even though he ran for a death. So I should have got enough XP there. I destroyed 2 ships. And I hit citadels.
Access level 6 unlocked. Use free XP to research any ship or ship module.
See, the free
to
XP
unlock
that
the
Bear was
next
referring
access
to
level,
earlier,
play 2 battles.
I hadn't unlocked it yet. Now I actually have unlocked free XP. And after 2 more battles I will get ship commanders. But for now, let's see, research the St. Louis. And there we go. We would like to purchase it. And we now have the St. Louis. Okay, and that would be it for the night. And okay, yeah, converted XP earns on elite and premium ships to free XP. hopefully one day we can get to the point that we can get some premium ships and I can show you how that works. But for now, not so much. I don't think I'll be able to. No, I'm missing quite a bit. So that would be it for the night. Thanks for tuning into the stream, and then we will see you guys again.